Question 6.5. We have three weapons now. The first one is IE. The second one is BT. The third one is BRK. And we can compute the expected damage by the equation in part 1, part 2, and part 4. So in the first scenario, we will increase the probability of a critical strike. So we set C0 as 0.75, and the A0 is 100, S0 is 1, and H0 prime is 100. We say this H0 prime not very large because we want to make sure that the expected damage of BRK is not very large. So given the equation in part 1, we can compute the expected damage of IE is 425. Note that the probability of a critical strike of IE is 1 now. And then we can compute the expected damage of BT and BRK by the equation in part 2 and part 4 respectively. Note that we can also compute the first damage of BRK. It is 318.5. Note that this number will become smaller and smaller as you attack your opponent. So in this case, we know that IE is the best weapon. In the second case, we decrease the probability of critical strike. So we set C0 as 0. We also set A0 as 0, S0 as 1, and H0 prime is also small, it is 100. And we can compute the expected damage of these three weapons. The first one is 96.25, and the second one is 100, and the third one is 35. We can also compute the first damage of BRK. It will be 73.5. Then we know this will become smaller and smaller. So in this case, we know that the best case is BT. In the third case, we know that BRK is the best choice if there is a large H0 prime or very small S0. So we set C0 as 0, A0 is 0, S0 as 0.1, and the H0 prime is 100. So we can see that the only difference is S0. We set it from 1 to 0.1. So in this case, the expected damage of IE is, it is 9.625. And the expected damage of BT is 10. And the expected damage of BRK will become 12.5. So in this case, we know that BRK is the best weapon. Okay, so this is question 6.5.